So I haven't posted anything, and that's because of recent events. Recent events have warranted that
Mommy, that's me sitting down. I just need arms.
Other things, such as my child's education and continuing that, are at the forefront right now. I have still continued to do a follow-up on my last video of the foot peel, but I'm not posting it right now because there are a lot of other things that I have to do besides edit vlogs about foot peels. And I find it...
There's both of us.
I see that, baby.
How about me watching TV?
Okay, you can do that one in the very last one.
Yeah.
I find it disturbing how many influencers, YouTubers, all of these people who have large platforms, out of all the content that you're posting, none of it has to do with the fact that we have Nazis, neo-Nazis, and militias literally trying to take over our country right now. I'm a huge Disney fan. I'm a huge ghost hunting fan. I love all of this stuff.
That's me sitting down.
But as a person of color, that's not a priority for me right now. As a person with ethnic heritage, and as well as a mixed German heritage, those things are not a priority for me right now. Because according to these people who are trying to take over our country, I am tainted blood.
That's me watching tablet.
Yep.
That's me watching TV. Ha, ha, ha.
Very good.
That's me.
I, as well as my husband and my children, would be considered traitors by these people to Aryan blood. Do you not understand that? Is it not hitting you yet? What our country is on the brink of. I'm one of those people who has seen this. My family has a history in World War II Germany. No, we weren't Nazis. I'm very well aware of the history and everything that has led up to that in the 1930s and 40s. And it just seems like there's a lot of people here who are still concerned about when Disneyland is going to open. When is Disney World going to be fully functioning again? When am I going to be able to take my cruise? When am I going to be able to go shopping in the mall again? When am I not going to be able to wear a mask? There is a difference between not wanting negativity in your life and realizing reality. Not wanting negativity in your life is saying no to people who just have a negative attitude, a negative mood all the time. And you're like, dude, I can't with this. Rather than looking at the glass half empty, looking at it half full. That's what that applies to. But ignoring the things that are going on now, that doesn't apply here. That's not what they mean by, I just don't want that negativity in my life. These people want to kill people. They want to hang people. They want to hurt you for not complying and not being completely devoted to what they believe in. And here all of you are talking about what you're going to shop for at downtown Disney. What food, what's the next treat I'm going to eat for flower and garden? None of you have addressed the things that are happening. And let me remind people that the complacency of the German people after that one tried his coup, his attempted coup back in the 30s, the failed coup, they got complacent. And they said, we just want to move on. We just want to move on. And then they started ignoring all of the red flags on the way to that person taking over power and taking control years later. These people, these millions of people are serious. This is a serious issue. And sitting there and denying and acting like it's not happening, that is how it is going to happen. I'm probably saying a lot of things that are going to make a lot of people mad, and they're going to react to me, and they're going to hate me, and they're going to do all kinds of things to say, well, that's just your opinion, and that's your life. I'm going to do me. You do you. But as a person of color, and as many people in your communities who are people of color, that these people hate, they hate us with a passion. They don't want to see us exist. We are not people to them. Get that through your head. And saying, I can't believe they did that. I can't believe they did that. Oh my gosh, I just can't believe that. You are putting up a wall, a coping mechanism for yourself, because it's such a terrible and grave concept to take in. That's what that is. It's a coping response. But it doesn't get you anywhere. It doesn't change the fact that these things are happening. At some point, you will have to confront it. If not, it is going to confront you, and you better hope that it is not the way in which World War II happened. You better hope that that level of evil is not knocking at your doorstep, because you decided to be in denial and to keep going with things, because putting out that content right now is not purposeful to our situation as a nation and as people, as a community. Who cares about Disneyland? Who cares about Disney World? If you don't start caring about what is happening right now, that stuff's not going to exist. And if it does exist, it's only going to be accessible to a certain group of people. We know what they would like to do. Everybody is on alert right now. All of the protections that we have in place to ensure our democracy and to ensure our freedom and our liberties, all of them are working right now. All of them are on high alert. Again, this is my opinion. This is my expression of things, because I am very, very concerned, because I do know that history of World War II. I have a family lineage that dates back to that. in which my family was doing what they needed to do to protect those that Nazis were trying to kill and trying to eliminate. My family has a history of not following what the Nazis wanted to do. We were not members of the Nazi Party. It was very dangerous for my great-grandparents and my grandparents when they were children to be there at that time. And for people to complain that our politicians, the Senate, the House, they didn't go on vacation over the weekend, okay? You have to realize what you're asking of these people who had just been in an extremely traumatic situation, yet trying to ensure our democracy continues. They are people. They're not robots. They're people. And then to have our Capitol stormed like that, you're saying that over the weekend, you still want them to stay in an unsecure building, which there is evidence all over the place that needs to be examined by the FBI, by local police jurisdictions. You're telling me you want them to stay there working and contaminate that evidence? That's what you're saying? Figure out what you want. First, you want them to keep working, but then you want them to catch everybody. Well, they can't do both in that building. The integrity and safety of the building has been compromised. They can't stay there. They ain't going on vacation. They're going to places of safety to continue business and continue working. Think about things. Make sure that what you're posting is purposeful. I am so concerned about what is happening that I can't bring it to myself to want to go out and film something and sit here and edit. I can't focus. I can't concentrate because I feel like for the safety of my family and because of where we live in Oregon. If you don't know about Oregon and Idaho and Washington and what is that corner of Utah, that whole area, Google it. You might find out a lot of things about where we live, and it is not safe at all for me and my family to go travel these places and to go film. That is how serious this is. The freedom of movement is a freedom that is guaranteed to us through our Constitution. And guess what? That freedom is now limited because I fear for the safety of me and my family because I am a person of color. I'm a person of ethnicity. And if I go to these areas, they might do something to hurt me. Because now these people are out, they're out and about. So no, I'm not going to go out and film right now because it is not safe. The magnitude of this has yet to hit people. People are still out posting their influencer photos and concerned about why their packages aren't coming in on time, or I'm very bothered by it. And I think it's because as an autistic, my brain watches patterns. It's observant. It's just constantly taking in patterns constantly, whether I want it to or not. And so the understanding of things just hits really, really hard. Really hard. I probably would have made a good FBI agent, actually, for the research.
I'm still thirsty.
Okay, go get some water.
But, apple juice, please.
No, you can have water. But for my capabilities of research and watching patterns and things like that, I probably would have made a good FBI agent. But I digress. Many of us have been saying, hey, we've been sounding the alarm for a long time. What is it going to take for you guys to listen? The us versus them, and that it only happens to them and not to us, is something that has been ingrained in us for decades. Through media, through our education system at some times, depending on where you go to school. Some of the institutions here in the United States, us versus them, right? Wars and bombings and uprisings only happen to them over there. It doesn't happen to us over here. And with that being ingrained in your mindset for generations, really, this is another reason why you don't believe it and you're still in denial about things, or in that state of shock that it's happening here. When in reality, that's something that's been sewn into the fabric of your thinking for decades. I understand that the YouTubers and influencers, that's your job, that's something that you have to do to keep the money coming in. Something that you have to do. Make it count, though. Find ways to in your messaging maybe, or organizations that we can donate to, for example. Because if this goes through, people are going to be uprooted from their lives. They're going to need safety. They're going to need food. They're going to need shelter. Things are going to happen in little pockets all around the country, because that's what they're tracking right now. People are going to need a lot of help, even more than they do with this pandemic. So, YouTubers and influencers, I ask you that while this is all still going on, it's not the 20th yet. While this is going on, make it count. Make it purposeful. Make it meaningful. Make it count. One last thing for all you Disney people. Even Walt Disney was putting out content regarding World War II.